roll some dice, write some stuff down. This is Cosmic Run Rapid Fire. All right, welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy, and today I'm doing a Kickstarter preview of a game that should be live right now by Dr. Finn's Games. This is a follow-up game to Cosmic Run, which they did previously. I haven't got to play that one, but I did get to play this two-player dice rolling game, and I want to tell you how this game works, and I'll come back at the end and let you know my opinion on it. All right, so what do you get in Rapid Fire? You are going to get dice that you roll and choose, and then you are going to get a tear-off sheet that you fill in. So you're going to need a pencil of some kind that you can fill and write in on this piece of paper. The basic premise of the game is that Earth has gone, and this is 2456 or some year like that, way in the future, and we have to launch our spaceships to land on planets, find planets, and survive. So the way that you do this at the beginning of a round is you're going to roll the mind die. And so you roll these two die, and they have a letter and a number on them. And then you have these three tracks where spaceships are going to go, and you're going to mark off that a mine has landed in each one of these. So here you've got column A, and you find the 4, and you mark that in. But column A, number 4, is not in the same place on this one. It's way up here. And then A4 is down here on this one. Okay? So that's all you do there, and now you know that you cannot fly into one of these spaces. Then the next thing that you do, whoever is the captain, rolls these dice, and these dice you are now going to choose from. So one at a time, you and your partner are going, or your opponent, you're going to pick a die, they're going to pick a die, you're going to pick a die, they're going to pick a die, you're going to pick a die, they're going to pick a die, you and them, until the round is over. So what are on these dice? So the first thing that you have are just regular pips, and these represent movement for a certain ship. So you've got the orange diamond pips, and that goes with the orange diamond ship. And so if I took this one, I would just mark off on my sheet 1, 2, 3. I move 3 spaces. Now typically you can only move up and down, left and right. You cannot move diagonal. We'll get to that in a second. But there's different pips. So there's the green circle pip, and then the pentagon blue ship right here. And so those just represent movement. The other things that you can do on here is this one has the pip for the blue one, but it also has a damage token. And so if you take this, your ship can move forward 1, and you cause 1 damage to the other dude's ship. So he would have to come up here and mark off one of his hearts that represent he has been wounded, his ship has taken damage. If he gets 3 of these, if these all get filled in, then this blue ship explodes and you don't get any victory points. The other ones that you have in here, you've got a diagonal movement. You have a torpedo movement. That means that you can explode a mine. And then the other thing that you could do is there is a mine. And so if the mine comes up, then you get to roll these dice and send a mine down your opponent's tracks. And so now they're going to take some more damage. And then there's a warp zone, which basically means now you can warp through one of those mines that you just put out on your paper. And then the last one, if I can find it, is a transform die. And then this lets you transform a color. So you are able to transform maybe this instead of the blue. Now this is green. So the way that this works is you would take this die and then you would mark off on your piece of paper that I got the transform one. So you'd put an X there. And then later on in another round, if you want to use this, then you would fill it in and it would show that you used up that one. These are also worth victory points at the end of the game, so they go up from 1 all the way to 10. And so there's that. You can also put things in a cargo hold. So let's say that you don't want to use a die. You could pick it up and say, I'm going to put this in my cargo hold, and then another turn, put another one in your cargo hold. And if you get 2 in there, then you can make an upgrade to any one of these 4 for free. So instead of having to get the diagonal warp zone or the diagonal movement die, if I cargo hold 2 of these, then I could get that. So this kind of helps you in case you don't get any die rolls that you need. You can put these in the cargo hold and use them. Then they do have these spaces down here that you can mark off where you can re-roll a die. So let's say that I didn't want this yellow or this orange movement die. I could mark off one of my re-rolls. Oh, look at that. I got the same thing, which could happen. Or, you know, maybe I get something else. You can do that 4 times during the game. And technically, if I wanted to use all 4 of mine on the same die, I could. Each round, a different number of mines are going to come down the track. The first 3 are just 1, but then it multiplies. And so now 2 come, 2 come, 3 come, 3 come, all the way. The game ends when either somebody has reached here, or people can't move their ships anymore, or 2 of the ships have been disabled. There's a few victory conditions, or end game conditions, I guess you could say. And then you just come through and you add up points. So I would say, okay, add up all my points over here. I got 10 points from all my upgrades. This ship made it all the way there, so it got 15. This guy only made it to 6, so he got me a 6. And this guy got exploded, so I didn't get any points from him. And so I earned 31 points. And so then you score. Whoever has the most victory points wins the game. I like it. I just like this game. I remember when we first played, we sat down and my wife and I got our little pencils out and we start marking stuff down. It almost feels like a school test that you're taking back in the day with Scantron and number 2 pencil. But as we got into the game, I totally just loved it. I fell in love with this whole idea of marking off my thing, and I moved my spaceship up here, and then okay, now a mine landed here and I fill this in, and then, okay, I'm upgrading my technology over here, and now I get to use my torpedo, or I get to use my warp speed. I totally got into that whole thing, and then we wanted to play multiple games, and I was kind of bummed that I didn't get a whole lot of these sheets to play test it with. I got a few. I was able to play this game 4 or 5 times, and that was enough, but I really wanted more so I could keep going. This game, to me, has such great portability. You know, I'm sure that this is something that you could throw in your backpack and take anywhere. And instead of me sitting around at a restaurant wasting 20 minutes on my phone, I could say, you want to play some rapid fire? And, you know, we get this out and then we start marking off stuff and going at it. And I just like that. So the decisions that you make in this game are when the dice come out, and you roll the dice, now you've got some decisions to make, and I like the decision. So it's either I take the surefire, move my ship forward 3 spaces, but then I'm leaving him the option to attack me. I don't like that. Or maybe I could have upgraded my diagonals, or I could have upgraded my warp speed, all of those kinds of things. And so you're having to choose painfully sometimes on what you want to do the most right now. The sure thing, I get this upgrade, or I move my ship forward, whatever it is. And then because it's dice rolls, you never know what mines are going to come up. And sadly, there are some times when you make the wrong decision where you should have moved your ship up, but you took the diagonal move instead. I like that you're able to make these upgrades and then come back on later and use them. The mine aspect where you roll the die and then it starts to do this mine and then it builds, you know, at the beginning it's 1 every round, then it's 2, then it's 3 every round. At first you feel like there's no way we're going to get there, but they give you some relief in that some of the same numbers hit twice. And so as you're going along, especially in the 3 rounds, you're actually able to get a little bit further than you thought you would because some of those duplications happen. I recommend this game. I think that you ought to get it. I think the price is right. I think what you're going to get, like I said, throw it in your backpack and go. You're going to enjoy this game. And I think that this is one that I want to have on the shelf, and because I got my little pencil and I'm ready to mark some stuff down and have some fun. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching the Board Game Closet. We'll see you next time.